Hey Bat fans, Luke here, ready to bat chat about another Bat book, sort of. And today we're going to take a look at the story Wonder Woman, the Hiketeia. Per Up front, I'm sure I'm butchering that name, but yeah, this is one that came strictly from the Wonder Woman title, and this occurs in issues. Wonder Woman 200 to 203, 205 to 110, 212 to 213, 215 to 226. So to be perfectly honest, obviously, I'm not a Wonder Woman connoisseur. Far from it. My regular Wonder Woman reading on a monthly basis, to be perfectly honest, started toward about actually the end of Azzarello's run during the New 52, and I've kind of kept forward with it since then. So throughout here, if I am like way off base and inaccurate, apologize. But yeah, this is me stepping out of my comfort zone just a little bit. But this one, as you can kind of tell by the cover, we could sort of classify this as a Batman book. But for this purposes, I am. So, anyway, this is written by Greg Rucka with art by J.G. Jones, inks by Wade Von Grodbadger, and colors by Dave Stewart. So this one, to be upfront, this was a good read, and what this does very well is something that Greg Rucka typically does well anyway. It's like a really good character centric story. It sucks you in because it really comes at it. You're kind of looking at how the person handles certain things, and really almost to a point in this case, kind of really looks at what makes a character the character that they are. And this is one where Wonder Woman makes a promise, and she keeps that promise. So Greg Rucka, as a storyteller, other things I don't necessarily agree with him, but I don't think you can doubt his ability to tell really good stories, and this one is no different. The covers by J.G. Jones, awesome, to say the least. And these are ones that I'm sure you have seen throughout time. Kind of go through the end here, because I remember one like downtown New York. It's like, yep, I recognize that, and I know I wasn't even reading it. That's one of his covers here. I don't know if this was like actually Gail Simone's story. I can't remember. It might be just Rucka. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, just the covers that included in here, they provide in this deluxe edition, just really awesome to look at. So anyway, kind of going through some of the covers that you see of his work. Wonder Woman is just really awesome. To be honest, I don't think I've seen much, at least lately, from Jones or not. I don't know. Hit me up if I'm off on that. But anyway, so this story, it's a relatively simple premise. And it talks about, again, I'm butchering the title, I get it, and apologize. It's about the Hiketeia, and what the Hiketeia is, and it actually does a pretty good job kind of give you some of the back history of what it is. But it's like an old ancient ritual, so where someone would, and they use the term supplicant themselves to someone, and it's implied here that it's someone of a lesser stature would go to someone at a higher stature, and kind of pledge himself to them, and pledge to work for them, and in return just ask for protection. And back in the day, you kind of go through here. It's a ritual. It's something that was taken very seriously, and if an agreement was made, that was word is bond. And you would actually tell us, kind of gives in some of the back history, you would actually have an example of someone who broke their word of the Hiketeia, and then you actually see the person who broke their vow get attacked by the Furies, which the Furies, I remember seeing them periodically since I started reading some of the Wonder Woman titles or issues. So, but that basically is what the Hiketeia is. It's a very renowned ritual that, again, it's the relationship between the supplicant and the supplicantor, if I'm saying that right or not. But anyway, what we see in this story is that there is a girl who, as you open up the story, this girl is killing these 3 individuals in Gotham City, and obviously you do that, you know who's coming. Yeah, it's Batman. Batman's here to take this woman down who's killing these 3 individuals, and it's a chase to bring her down. And what she does, and I think it's the reason why she done it, she goes to Wonder Woman and asks for her protection, not really explaining why. So she initiates the Hiketeia ritual, which again, Wonder Woman, person, high character, and honor and integrity. I realize this person's in a bad spot, and she agrees. She agrees to the Hiketeia, and now the supplicant is under One Woman's care, and she takes this very serious. She brings her in and takes care of her. But it's interesting, as soon as she agrees to the Hiketeia, who shows outside her I guess what I call it, apartment or her house. It's the Furies. And keeping in mind what's happened at this time with Wonder Woman, I think she's seen as an ambassador. So she's not just kind of like, behind the scenes. She's out front as a global leader at this point, as an ambassador from Themyscira to I don't even know what the right term would be used, but anyway, that's where she at as far as her stature goes. But she agrees. Again, she's taking her in, and periodically you'll see the Furies throughout. But all this at the same time, you'll see it later. I mean, Batman's on the hunt, and you end up finding out that Batman does find out that Wonder Woman is actually harboring this individual, actually letting her know, hey, you are harboring a fugitive. And Wonder Woman don't care. She don't understand. She don't know what happened between this individual, but she just knows that, hey, I made a promise, and I cannot let me break this promise. She's under my protection. You actually see, kind of a throwdown. Actually, a couple times in this between Wonder Woman and Batman. All right, so back up. Okay. Understand Wonder Woman's capabilities, and you hear some of those who read the story that, man, Batman got punked in him. Oh, okay, fair enough. Wonder Woman, I'm not gonna sit there and chronicle the abilities and strengths between the two. Just keep in mind, Batman is still a human being. Wonder Woman is like a god. Noted. Head to head, in a fist fight, would Batman probably lose? Probably. But okay, come on. It is what it is. I'm not really going to read any more deeper into that. There are some other folks. Okay, I'm going down somewhere I don't want to go down. But anyway, but the good thing about this, again, Wonder Woman made the promise. She's honoring it. She's got her integrity, and she's protecting this individual from Batman. But the seed is planted. She understands that, hey, this girl might not be so innocent, but she don't care. But you do see this individual sort of kind of open the window to maybe explain why she asked for the Hiketeia in this case. So there is some seeded doubt between the two, and you kind of get that gist that Wonder Woman kind of realized that, hey, was I maybe taken advantage of here? But again, word is bond. She made the promise. She's sticking to it. And kind of go from here. But at this point in the story, it's about maybe 3/4 of the way. The individual does come clean to Diana and explain why she did what she did, and it gives a really gut-wrenching story. And this is what Greg Rucka does so well. It's a freaking gut punch, man. She tells a story about her sister who went to Gotham. You know, it's kind of like the story you hear a bunch of times. And they got stars in her eyes, thinks she's going to become a big celebrity. But she goes in, she kind of gets in this trap. You know, someone provides a transportation out to Gotham. Now she's in debt to this individual, and it kind of goes into, you know, the sex trafficking. It's brutal, man. There's somewhat of a scene right here. It's rough, man. And again, you kind of get to the point now where it's like you kind of get some empathy to why that individual did what she did, but she turns out the 3 people she killed is, you know, the 3 people that was involved in her sister's death, and it makes you think for a minute. So empathy, it's a strong thing. Kind of take it from what it is, but yeah, it's a gut punch. And again, as someone who's a parent, you just go, ugh, you just like want to guard your children forever. But either way, so she finds out, and Wonder Woman, she kind of gets to the point where she understands. I don't think it's said in here, if I remember right, that she excuses it, but she understands. But at this point, the individual, the supplicant, is she now is feeling bad that she left Wonder Woman down. The problem is, all this while, Wonder Woman has stayed true to Hiketeia, and the only way that she, by the bond of the ritual, can be done with it is if this person would release her. And she has not done so, so Wonder Woman has maintained her integrity, but it does kind of come to a clash at the end where Batman does show up. She finally, he does track this individual down, wants to bring her in, and then we get the big fight again between Wonder Woman and Bruce, and that's interesting. I like this, you know, don't get up. I mean, as a Batman fan, even I like that. It's just Wonder Woman again. She's an awesome character, and if you want to be somewhat realistic, this is how it would ultimately go down. If then 2 would kind of go head to head, well, no other of Bruce's advantages brought into play here. This is probably how it would go down. Man, this is really probably lowering my Batman career a little bit, but you do see Bruce try to do the Hiketeia with Diana, and she doesn't buy into it because you know, she gets just it's not sincere. But at the end, what does happen? The Furies do have to sit there and take some of their revenge on this individual. She has to be brought to justice. What she did was wrong. The Furies are there to bring her in, but she realizes this is not going to end until she's released Wonder Woman, and you know she's kind of out of the picture because the Furies will not leave as long as she's there. And what she ends up doing is sacrificing herself and releasing Wonder Woman in the process. So, and that's how it kind of ends, even though the Furies kind of hang around a little bit longer, but they leave somewhat. But and this might be more to it, again, because my Wonder Woman reading experience is not very in depth, so there might be more to it than that. But and that's how it kind of ends, on a freaking gut punch, which Greg Rucka does so well. So anyway, this was fun. It's a quick read. I read all those issues. Again, I'm not too familiar with Wonder Woman, so I don't know if there's issues. It mentioned a lot of issues the story was in, if I remember right. Yeah, so I mean that's a lot of issues, but this is not very big. So I don't know if these are like a backup story, whatever the case may be. But this is fun, short read. You'll go through this really quick. It's really not that dense, but it hooks you in. This is the deluxe edition, $30. Got this through DCBS, so I got a little bit of a discount on it. Would I recommend it? Sure. Again, this is sort of a Batman book, but this is obviously clearly a Wonder Woman tale with Batman in it, and I think you get some enjoyment in it. Great art, great story, just overall fun time. Even though Batman kind of takes it on the chin here, but again, he's human. It is what it is. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on this book, Wonder Woman, sort of Batman, the Hiketeia. This one is the deluxe edition, definitely with those covers too. Awesome. Recommended. Give this a 3.5 out of 5. You know what? Screw it. 4 out of 5. This was good. This was a fun read. What to recommend. So, anyway, hit me up in the comments below if you read this story. We'll bat chat and go from there. And we'll go strictly to a Batman tale next. So, anyway, until next video, take care.